Living a dream. Back to normal.
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Whatever normal is.
That's always a question.
You gotta check the mic.
Yeah. Do you want all three of them? All right.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it.
Ready?
I'd like to call the 7 PM work session meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Boonstra?
Here.
Mr. Lane?
Here.
Mr. Madigan?
Here.
Mr. Shanley is absent, and Mayor Melchiong.
Here.
Thank you.
Could you please read the open public statement?
This regular work session meeting of the Wykoff Township Committee is now in session. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting appears on our annual schedule of meetings. A copy of said annual schedule has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall. A copy has been filed with the municipal clerk and has been posted on our municipal website. And a copy has also been emailed to the Record, the Ridgewood News, and the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers having a general circulation throughout the Township of Wykoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda thereof was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
Thank you. Can you please confirm vouchers have been reviewed and signed?
They have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to open 10-minute public comment period, 10-minute public comment period, 2 minutes per speaker for public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wykoff?
So moved.
Could we have a second?
Second. Sorry.
Thank you. Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Please step forward to the microphone if you wish to make a comment.
Janet Toomey from Spring Meadow, and I'd just like to give a shout out to the DPW for their good work in trying to make the bottom of where the berm is by Pullis Field parking lot. They're doing a great job. They seem to get the weeds back at least 6 or 7 feet. Looks so much nicer, and almost always it's clean. They had a little debris in it when I saw it on Sunday because they had more people there, but usually very clean. But it makes a big difference just having that that area cleaned. Looks like it's well, not super taken care of, but it does look better. So I wanted to say that to the people at DPW. So thank you.
Thank you.
There being no others, a motion to close the public session.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Thank you. Okay, we have 2 special presentations tonight. First, we have Catherine, who we have a proclamation for her 102nd birthday, who I met at the barbecue a few weeks ago at the senior tailgate barbecue. So we're going to read a proclamation for Catherine, then we're going to come up and take a few pictures. Okay. This is a proclamation honoring Catherine E. Condonese Letteries on her 102nd birthday. Whereas Catherine was born in Roxborough, North Carolina on October 9th, 1922, and has led a remarkable life filled with dedication to her family, community, and faith. And whereas Catherine was one of 9 children, and in her early years, her family relocated to New York City, where they opened and operated a restaurant, which became a beloved gathering place for friends and family. And whereas, while working at the family restaurant, Catherine met Joseph Letteries, with whom she built a loving partnership. They were married in November of 1944, beginning a lifelong journey together. And whereas in 1948, Catherine and Joseph fully welcomed the birth of their son, Joseph Jr., the family moved to Fair Lawn, New Jersey in the early 1950s, where they became rooted in the community. And whereas Catherine's son, Joseph Jr., married his wife, Nancy, in 1989, and in 1990 moved to Wykoff, where they built their own lasting legacy. And whereas in 1991, Catherine and her husband moved in with Joe and Nancy in Wyckoff, where Catherine has been a cherished resident for over 30 years. And whereas Catherine's family has grown to include numerous nieces and nephews spread across the United States. And whereas Catherine has remained an active member of the Wyckoff community, particularly through her involvement with the Wyckoff seniors, where she has been a beloved participant for many years, continuing to attend their meetings and activities. And whereas Catherine's love and travel has taken her on many adventures by car, bus, ship, and especially by train, which remains her favorite way to see the world. She also cherishes her visits to the Jersey Shore, finding peace and joy near the ocean. And whereas, known for her exceptional cooking, Catherine has relished being a guest in local Wyckoff restaurants where she enjoys meals prepared by professional chefs. Now therefore, be it proclaimed by the Township Committee of the Township of Wyckoff in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that we celebrate Catherine on this momentous occasion on her 102nd birthday. Catherine's life is a testament to the strength of family, the joy of community, and the importance of living life fully. Her vibrant presence and contributions to Wyckoff continue to inspire all who know her, and we extend our warmest wishes and continued health, happiness, and more cherished memories. Witnessed by my hand and sealed on the 22nd day of October, 2024, and on behalf of the Township Committee, Roger Lane, Tom Madigan, and Rudy Boonstra. Happy birthday, Catherine.
Should we go to her?
Yeah. We just want to take a picture. Can we take a picture?
No picture. This is our friend, he comes to the seniors all the time.
I just stay behind you. All right, is that okay?
Yes, have fun. You're 100 years old, have fun.
You look pretty good.
Thank
Let me
you.
look at you. You're 102? You don't look a day over 95. Come on in, Rudy. God bless you.
Congratulations. God bless you.
Catherine.
Happy birthday. You remember me? I'm the guy that brought the ice cream for the barbecue.
Oh, that's good.
That's good, right? Yeah.
You have to go back again.
He made the cheeseburgers and the hot dogs.
Yeah, we all made some.
Oh, wow.
God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to give
Thank
a
you for
speech or
joining us.
anything? Man, you want to give a speech?
Oh, no.
You sure?
Next time.
Next time?
103.
103, yeah, you're gonna have to give a speech.
Okay.
Okay, good. Deal?
Sorry.
That's all right.
We've heard a lot.
I don't know, we need to research, you're probably the oldest person that's ever been here. I can't think of anyone.
In the room, yeah, that came to the room.
Yeah, well, we'd like to have people like you come in and see us, we get this nice girl behind you, gonna hear from her too.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see you. We have a couple of 95-year-olds. 99.
Okay. All right. Now we have another special presentation. We have Kira Duffy here tonight for a presentation for her Girl Scout Gold Award on traffic study. Kira?
Hi everyone, my name is Kira Duffy and I'm a senior at Ramapo High School. For my Girl Scout Gold Award, I decided to pick an issue that I think is so important to address to help make our community safer. Tonight, I will be presenting a project about safe driving for new drivers. Speaking from experience, being able to drive for the first time was both an exciting and frightening moment. I had almost no idea what I was doing, and I was so afraid I was going to make a mistake. On one hand, being able to drive meant freedom, but on the other, it meant responsibility. It wasn't like another household chore to do, instead, your life is put into your own hands. I think the best way to combat that fear for both new drivers and their parents is knowledge. The more you know about safe driving, the easier you can enact those habits. I figured this issue would be perfect for my Gold Award because I want to make a long-lasting impact in my community and make sure I can keep people safe from avoidable disasters. So I would like to start this presentation by explaining why safe driving is such a crucial issue, especially for teenagers. According to New Jersey Safe Roads, motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for people in New Jersey and across the nation between the ages of 16 and 20. To put it into perspective, another statistic states that every 10 minutes, a teen crashes in New Jersey. Lastly, seatbelt use is among teenagers the lowest for any age group. These statistics aren't meant to bring fear, but instead inspire change. If people pay more attention to their behavior on the road, then many young lives can be saved. So, New Jersey is one of the safest places where young drivers can get acclimated to the road. We have many programs put in place in order to keep the roads safe. For example, the Graduated License Program. This program requires a new driver to drive for 6 hours with an instructor to receive a permit once they turn 16. Then they must practice for a year with a licensed driver over the age of 21 until their driver's test on their 17th birthday. From driving with a permit all the way until the age of 18, new drivers must drive with a red sticker. I asked many adults around town who did not have teenage children, and none of them knew what it meant. When a driver first gets their permit at 16 years old, they are required to drive with this red sticker in the left corner of their car's license plate in order to alert other drivers that they are new to the road. The sticker cannot protect young drivers if no one on the road knows what it means. I know when I drive with this sticker on, many drivers disregard it and continue to honk and drive aggressively around me, even if I am following the speed limit and adhering to every regulation. This is extremely stressful for a new driver who is simply trying to get used to the road. I encourage anyone who sees this sticker on another driver's license plate to be more patient and mindful of them on the road. As a new driver, I can admit we are extremely cautious, causing us to drive slower or take a little longer at turns, but it is because we are learning the skills it takes to be a good driver. How can parents help their teen drivers? As a parent, I can totally understand being in a rush, leading to the ignorance of speeding regulations and trying to beat yellow lights. For me, this is a reality every morning trying to get to school on time. However, when setting an example for a young driver, it isn't worth it. Most of our driving knowledge does not come from driver's ed class, but instead the driving modeled by our parents. Furthermore, the best way teenagers can improve their driving is practice. Once your teenager gets their permit, it is important for parents to let their teenagers drive. It can be a harrowing experience handing the car over to your child, but the only way they will learn is by doing it. It is important to let your teenager drive in all conditions, rain, snow, when there's a lot of traffic. The only way they will be prepared to face difficult road conditions is if they have practice with a parent or guardian guiding them through it. For this project, I talked to my driver's ed teacher and asked how much she thought teenagers should drive with their parents, and she responded with every opportunity possible. How can teen drivers be more aware? The biggest distraction for teenage drivers is obviously their cell phone. As parents, I'm sure you're all aware of that. However, I can say that from the teenage perspective, it is hard to put it down, especially when you are constantly getting notifications that you are itching to check. My biggest tip is to put your phone on silent while driving. You don't have to turn it completely off, just turn on the Do Not Disturb feature. That way, you won't be tempted to take your eyes off the road. The next tip I have is to make sure you know where you're going before you leave. It is important to take a quick look at Google Maps to make sure you know the route you're taking. I notice so many mistakes while driving happen when you don't know where you're going. It is so easy to get caught up when you take the wrong turn that you pay less attention to your surroundings. Another huge distraction is the car climate. From experience, whenever I'm driving, I constantly have the urge to change the temperature or roll down the windows. However, doing that means I'm taking my eyes off the road for more than just a couple seconds, which is enough time for an accident to occur. Instead, I recommend trying to fix these things before you start driving. If you know it is a hot day out, make sure you already have your air conditioning turned on. As a teenager, you have to understand that you are not as experienced as other people on the road. I still need to remind myself of this daily. While your parents are driving, they may not have as much space between the car and the car in front of them. They have spent enough years driving to have the ability to anticipate sudden stops and changes. Unfortunately, it is not the same case for a beginner. I always try to keep a safe following distance between myself and the cars around me. I know as of now I don't have the reflexes for sudden stops. Next, I would like to talk about defensive driving. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with the term defensive driving, and for those of you who don't, It refers to being able to anticipate dangerous situations on the road and being prepared to handle them. I believe that it is a concept helpful to both new and experienced drivers. The general principle of defensive driving is not expecting drivers to do what you would do, and instead imagining the worst case scenario. When driving, you can't assume that everyone around you drives the way you do. They may not adhere to speed limits, they may run the red light, and they may turn when they aren't supposed to. You have to account for the mistakes of others and whether they happen or not in order to protect yourself. I would also like to talk about aggressive driving. So I'm sure you're familiar with the spiel against drunk driving, a frequently discussed but necessary warning to protect those on the road. However, people often overlook aggressive driving. Driving aggressively can be just as bad as driving intoxicated. Your mind is not where it should be, and it can cause you to make irrational decisions that could either endanger yourself or others on the road. As frustrating as it can be with somebody going under the speed limit, the answer isn't tailgating or repeatedly honking your horn. If someone cuts you off on the highway, you shouldn't try to do the same to them. If you are focused on retaliating against someone else, that is less attention you are giving to the road. Those actions often lead to accidents and make the road a more dangerous place. Instead, you have to practice the art of letting it go and not caring. You shouldn't let your anger on the road cost you your life or the lives of others. The saying, "be the better person," is very applicable here. So, how can you improve your driving skills and make the roads a safer place? In the state of New Jersey, there are many courses to help improve driving skills. For example, the company Safe Motorist offers a 100% online defensive driving course approved by the Motor Vehicle Company that helps both new and old drivers brush up on their skills. Not only that, but it takes 2 points off your license and can help you qualify for insurance reduction. The New Jersey Motor Vehicle website even offers a list of driving schools that offer these driver improvement courses. It is especially important to know how to keep your driving skills fresh because, unfortunately, 94% of all car accidents are caused by driver error, not by the weather or a car malfunction, but by the drivers themselves. Overall, the most important thing to take away from this is to have patience, especially when you see a red sticker. This indicates this is a new driver who's still learning. Even if a car does not have this sticker, we could still use a little more patience and empathy on the road. The more mindful you are of others, the less accidents will occur and the more lives will be kept safe. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I sincerely hope you will apply this knowledge to your own driving and share this information if you know any young drivers. Have an amazing night.
Nice job.
Yeah, no, that was a great presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Very in-depth. Yeah.
Mind want to take a picture with the township? All right. It's Tom's favorite thing to do. So all right.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Gonna move this. It's the rug, everybody.
Good.
In the middle.
She's good. Flip it. Yep, good. Tom, ready?
So tell your troop leader to let us know.
Yeah, I will. I think, yeah.
Tell your dad to let us know.
Yeah.
We have to see him.
So,
Yeah.
He's one of the things you do.
Yeah. So take a brief recess.
I had 2 accidents in my drive time because someone comes in to see their friend and the kid shoots their ribs and my wife had a
Oh, we gotta put the 2 on.
oh, sorry.
Okay, 100, that's fine.
I do.
Fine. Oh, they gotta have plates reversed.
Oh, I saw it.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, that's, actually, you know, you can play it too. It's on. What's that?
We like to go, Woody and I always go.
Good, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Take your time. We will. That's, yeah. Talking about what, sewer lines?
I'll make it.
You'll make it.
Thanks again for coming, that was great, wasn't it? That was really nice. Thanks for doing that.
See you later. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you. Great presentation.
Enjoy the rest of the meeting. Yeah, let us know when the.
All right, we'll flip our plates. Yeah, you're not talking, right? You made your 2 cents there.
Yeah, a little bit. And there's some other things up here. Good night.
I'm not gonna be up here, you better be nice to somebody else.
Pete.
It's nice.
Good thing she had her gloves on.
I turned it up.
That's.
The girl's very, very smart.
Yeah.
Pretty smart.
Okay, everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Matt, whenever you're ready. Administrator report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On this evening's agenda, first on my administrator's report is we need to discuss best practices. As you know, each year since the Christie administration, the state of New Jersey puts out a best practices checklist, and it's how it's determined how we will obtain our state aid. You have to receive a minimum of 35 points in order to receive your full state aid. I'm proud to receive that we submitted ours today, and we received 45 points, so 10 over the minimum required for
Can
full
we get
contribution.
more aid?
Yeah, we get more
We
money?
do not get more aid, unfortunately.
Good job.
But it has been submitted on time. It's due on Friday, so there are copies available if anybody needs to see them. Nancy
I
has
have a
them.
couple. If anybody wants.
On the consent agenda, we have several resolutions. The first is authorizing our contract, renewal of our contract with Valley Health for the CDL drug testing. Second is a resolution which we did already, but we have to redo because the state is looking for different wording, and it's a resolution requesting approval of the Director of the Division of Local Government Services to establish a dedication by rider for the tree replacement fund that we established by ordinance. We have two shared services with regard to our sanitary sewer system. One is for the video sewer inspection, and the other one is the sewer cleaning. Both of those are with Northwest Bergen Utility Authority. 267 is the best practices checklist that we spoke about. 268, 269, and 270 are extension of our multi-sport camps, our spring and summer chess camp, and our creative and crafty kids camp, all run by Recreation. There is a resolution, yes, sir.
Is there?
The roof.
Oh, yes. I didn't get that.
Okay. That'll be on for the next meeting. There are two resolutions authorizing the affordability assistance grant for for 2 units at Christian Health for Unit 21 and Unit 33. There is an ordinance for introduction, which is a bond ordinance amendment. This is an ordinance to clean up the allocation of where our last bond ordinance was splitting the money, specifically to take $200,000 from the road program and reallocate it towards the municipal roof. So it's no additional municipal debt, but the way the ordinance was written, it specifically limits what the limit you can spend on each project. So it was just moving it from one line item to another. There are 3 motions that will be read into the record, and there's also three ordinances for second reading, public hearing, and further consideration. The first is accepting a grant for $111,000, which we spoke about. The second one is amending our salary ordinance to cover certain employees that have been hired or transferred throughout the year. And the third one is amending our insurance requirements in our tree removal contractor removal contractor ordinance. Several items to discuss. On the deadline to apply for the state's anchor property tax relief program is November 30th. Anybody who hasn't applied yet, that's the used to be called the homestead rebate. So if anybody wants to apply, November 30th is the application. It must be completed online. Construction of the new restrooms is still ongoing. Plumbing is pretty much complete. Electrical is complete. We're waiting on some inspections so we can close up the walls and move on to some finishings. We currently have 12 registered tree contractors in Wyckoff. On tonight's agenda, we have a proposed amendment to our tree ordinance. This amendment addresses and corrects the insurance requirements that we initially set too high for typical tree contractors. The original requirements were more burdensome than necessary, and this change will bring them into line with the industry standard. We recently went out to bid to secure snow plowing services to supplement the DPW staff. We received one bid from Horizon Landscape Company. After reviewing the bid, both Joe and I are recommending that award. That'll be on for the next meeting as well. On November 10th, we received 6 bids for the municipal building roof. We're excited to see this project being moving forward. We are pleased to announce that once again we'll be hosting the Motor Vehicle Commission's Mobile Customer Service Center on November 21st. Appointments for Real ID opened yesterday and have already been filled up. However, there are still appointments available for the other services offered by the mobile unit. As we mentioned at our last meeting, styrofoam recycling is now available at the recycling center during our regular recycling hours. The contractor has substantially completed the Morley Drive sewer extension this week. We are now moving towards project closeout. I'd like to extend a special thanks to Mark DeGennaro for spearheading this project and ensuring its successful completion. The contractor is still making progress on the Birchwood Frederick Court sewer extension. We anticipate this to take a few more weeks. We are submitting a letter of intent to the Bergen County Historic Trust seeking funding for projects at the Zabriskie House. Our grant writer is collaborating closely with the trustees to develop the grant application, and we're on track to meet the November 22nd deadline. Our favorite time of year, leaf collection, started yesterday in Zone 1, and we'll be moving through the zones as usual. We will keep everyone updated on our progress through our website. Just a reminder to residents, please place your leaves near the curb, not in the roadway. The 16th annual Toys for Tots Operation Toy Train will once again make its stop in Wyckoff on December 14th at 11:05 a.m. That's sharp. They'll be here for about 40 minutes. As this is our last meeting before the general election, I just want to wish everyone good luck who's running for office or re-election. Early in-person voting begins this Saturday and runs through Sunday, November 3rd. We're fortunate to have an early voting location right here in Wyckoff at the Wyckoff Library on the lower level. And vote-by-mail ballots must be returned either to the drop box or postmarked or hand-delivered to the Board of Elections by 8 p.m. on Election Day, which is November 5th, 2024. That's all I have.
Thank you, Matt. All right, Township Committee reports. Rudy, you want to start?
Sure, Mayor, thank you. Planning Board met last Wednesday night. I might say the Planning Board was moved to last Wednesday night so we could all attend the Dancing with the Stars the previous night, or the previous Wednesday. And I have to tell you, that was a great event. Kudos to the participants. Kudos to the Chamber of Commerce for organizing it. And the entertainment was great. There were a lot of laughs, and it was just a great night. Great night. So the mayor did not win, unfortunately, but he made a good try. All right, now back to the planning board, which we moved to last Wednesday night so we could all attend Dancing with the Stars. It was kind of uneventful. We memorialized a resolution for an application for a fence in the front yard at the corner of James Way and Cedar Hill Ave. And we deemed, and there's an application at the corner of Highland and Everett. It's a rather extensive renovation of a house. It's the house that used to have the tiles on the front porch. And it was declared incomplete pending forwarding to the Design Review Committee and their recommendation. Last Friday, I attended the Environmental Commission's Shred Fest and Styrofoam event at Wyckoff Community Park. The shredding was a little less than expected, a little underwhelming actually. I was surprised how much styrofoam we collected. It was encouraging that even with our container we have in the recycling yard, people are saving that much styrofoam and bringing it to be recycled. I attended Saturday, a field dedication at the Wyckoff Christian School on Sycamac Ave for their turf field, along with Roger Lane. It was a very nice event and well attended, and it was a great project. And the interesting thing was, and Roger's the one that noticed, is the lighting is like beyond state of the art. You may want to talk to that later, Roger,
Sure,
because it was
I'll do that.
really a very nice event. Dr. Ruth Cooter was there, and she was the master of ceremonies. It was very nice. I'm happy to hear and learn that we are, because I've been beating the drum for it for 2 years now, that we are in fact in a position, based on the bids, to replace the roof on this building with a slate roof as originally constructed. So thanks to everyone who worked hard on that, and to the contractor who put a bid in that we can work with, and thanks to everyone. I noted the restrooms over behind us here, and actually, it's a good-looking building, which is situated well on the site. It really is. It really turned out quite nice. So congratulations to everyone who brought that to where we are. It took a little longer than we thought, but we'll be there pretty soon. We just need a couple little half moons on the doors. That's all. Trying to give it that country feel. Okay, now I'm going to make some comments here, which I hope aren't misunderstood. And I'm going to tell Mayor, I'm going to beg your indulgence here to tell a little story, two little stories. A week ago Saturday, I came late morning, early afternoon, late morning, I guess, to Town Hall to sign the vouchers. It was my weekend. And I saw at fire headquarters in the back, all the apparatus was out on the tarmac, and the ladder truck was extended with the large flag on. Everything looked great, but my curiosity was piqued. I hadn't heard anything that was going on, so I just took a ride back there. And all of the streets were posted with no parking signs, and I just wondered what was going on, so I called the mayor, and he didn't know. And I called the fire commissioner, and he didn't know what was going on. Now, and I'm not complaining, but it's a township building, and it's governed by rules and regulations, which shall be the township facilities use policy, okay? Now, as it turns out, there was a retirement party there, which is entirely appropriate based on who the party was for and everything. And, I mean, parties like that, there are certain prohibited activities, certain permitted activities, but in my long time here, I don't think anything's ever been prohibited there, as long as it has some connection to the township. But it says that even on the permitted activities, it requires the approval of the township administrator, the Company One Association president and vice president, and the township committee fire liaison, who didn't know what was going on there. Finally, Matt told me what it was. I reached him and he told me what it was. Now, fast forward to, I think it was Friday or Saturday. I was in my office and fire dispatch went off, and I didn't pay attention to it because it only went once, and it's usually like a smoke alarm or something like that. So I walked out of my office and I heard sirens, and I drove up Lawlands Road, and down Lawlands Road came ladder 1 from Franklin Lakes. So I assumed it was mutual aid. So I called Tim again, you know, the fire commissioner. He didn't know what was going on or why Franklin Lakes was in town. I assumed that we were covering, Franklin Lakes was covering for us because there was an event over the weekend, which took a number of our firefighters out of town. And my point is here once again, the fire commissioner didn't know about it. This is all communication that I'm talking about, not practice. Our fire department is second to none. We heard him outside the window here just a little while ago. They're second to none. But the township committee, the 5 members of this body, along with Matt, at our behest, runs the township, not the officers of Fire Company 1. And it's just, we need better communication here. Now, there's 2 examples in less than 10 days where there was pretty much a breakdown in communication. And I just wanted to bring it to our attention. And I'm doing it in public so it gets some attention. That's all. That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Rudy. Tom?
Okay. First of all, I thoroughly enjoyed that presentation by Kira Duffy. Very eloquent, very well spoken, well written, very put together, and we wish her luck on her gold award with the Girl Scouts. I know she's a senior in high school, and she shared me all the schools she went to see up in the Boston area, and she felt like she was getting interviewed by a local college admissions person. They still got a little bit of an accent, but we wish her well, and it was very well done. I had the opportunity to go to the Christian Health Center's 25th anniversary dinner gala last week with the mayor, Pete Melchione, and Rudy Boomster. Roger was ill that night, missed a nice time. We really enjoyed ourselves, and they did a terrific job.
Matt was there too.
Matt was also there.
Dave was there too.
Dave was also there. Anybody else that was there that I'm not mentioning? No.
Mention
Doug
one,
Strike
you gotta
was there.
mention all.
I know, I agree. Try to sneak it in, it just didn't work. What can I tell you? The mayor did a terrific job at Dancing with the Stars. He did okay.
He did.
He
did.
did pretty good. I'll give him credit. It was a fun night.
I have a picture
Kudos-
if anyone wants to see it after the meeting.
Kudos to our chamber, they did a great job. Everything was a lot of fun, very enjoyable, and it's something that, as a community to come out, it was great. Congratulations also to Brielle Bleeker, who's quite the librarian, because she was quite the dancer, and she did a great job, and she took away the best in show, or whatever the classification, best dancer, or whatever it was. I did not go to Shredfest, but I'm glad that worked out. And then I have 2 other quick things. Rec board meeting. We had a rec board meeting last week. We discussed several issues, several things going on, all positive, all exciting with the rec program. Attendance is back, and then some. A lot of kids participating. We did discuss a few disciplinary type issues that the coaches handled, and we also discussed a little bit the director being involved with the pickleball. Some people aren't behaving at their adults at the pickleball courts, and he decided to resolve it where half the courts are for accomplished seasoned players, and the other courts are for beginner or less accomplished players. And it seems to be working out. I did make a note, Rudy, there was, and I don't want this is important comments, not piling on, but there were comments on the area. They had the home games 2 weeks ago, all their home football games, but the whole area was closed down by Company 1, and even though yet our sports director got an email that they were going to close it down, there was a lot of discussion of rec board members, coaches, and so on, that it's nice, but it limited parking, and if they're going to have some, that was home game weekend, why don't they do something when all the teams are away? Like the following weekend, coincidentally, they're all away, there's nothing going on, but this event come up. So maybe that's another thing that we could think about, except for a coordination and scheduling standpoint, because I guess they were able to play, but there was very limited access for parking and what they wanted to do and so on. And then I do note for the record that look forward to approving 2 volunteers tonight. Sean Costello, who I know personally, welcome him aboard to our fire department, and Anthony Chuck, who's also on the list to be approved, and want to thank them and all our firefighters, ambulance corps member, and other volunteers that volunteer to make our town so special. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Tom. Roger?
Yes, let's see, I'll start with the lighthearted one. I also attended the Dancing with the Stars, and I have to say that Mayor Pete was quite nimble on his feet, and he did a very dramatic planned fall at the end that, had everybody surprised, and I went in with mixed feelings, but I gotta tell you, it was just a happy event. Everybody, had a grin from ear to ear, and just to see everybody having such a great time was really good. So kudos to the Chamber of Commerce. Along with Rudy, I also attended the Eastern Christian School field dedication run by Dr. Ruth Cooter. It's the State Line Soccer Club, that's going to be their home field. So it's they're very active, and we're going to get some great soccer players that are going to come out of that. The field is awesome. It's field turf, but as Rudy pointed out, the thing that I was looking up, and I was looking at the lights, and they look like how are they going to light the field? They literally were like thin pizza boxes that face down like this. And what I was told is that it lights the field like it's daylight, but if you go 10 feet beyond that, it's dark, which is really, an awesome technical feat, because a lot of times you have field lights and it bleeds over into residential areas. So I think it's something for the future if we look at there's ever a situation where we may have to replace any existing lighting, it may be appropriate to take a look at this. But great addition to the town, great field, and great school, by the way, run extremely well. Let's see. All right, very important, real important. Obviously, it hasn't rained for almost 30 days. Serious drought conditions, so, the suggestion is really no open fires. If you have a fire pit, try to refrain from using it, even though the state says, well, if you're only in the woods. But, any sparks could really cause a great problem. The other thing that it's doing, it's so dry that whether it's a landscaper or a DPW that's doing any type of leaf work, it's creating a tremendous amount of dust. So, it's unavoidable, and we can't stop the process of collecting the leaves. Otherwise, you know what it would be like if it's snow and you got piles of leaves. Hopefully we don't have that. But in any event, please, if you hear the trucks coming, or even if you hear a landscaper doing work, you may want to check your windows, because there's going to be an excess of dust because of the dry conditions due to this drought, and hopefully that gets resolved by a power a lot higher than at this dais. Also, again, just to repeat, no leaves in the streets. Okay, please. You can't block the streets. It's got to be at the edge of the property, right by where the roadway is. And I believe that's all I have, Mr. Mayor, and I'll yield any police matters to you.
Thank you, Roger.
Okay.
So I just want to touch on, everyone mentioned Dancing with the Stars. It was a great experience, something I thought I would never do, and I want to thank the Chamber for inviting me to participate. I heard they raised some good money for the activities they do through the community and their scholarships. I want to also thank my dance partner, Julia, for putting up with me in Fred Astaire Dance Studio, and congratulations to Brielle for winning it. And I'm sure everyone's sick and tired of hearing it, and last I'll just say is my hips don't lie, so. It was a lot of fun. And then just, and not to Rudy or Tom, I just want to just, on the record, it's your opinions, not the township committee. I don't know all the facts of everything that went on with the fire
fine.
department, and if there was some communication issues or something, I'm sure we'll figure that out. But, and then next, Rudy covered planning board. I attended the Christian Healthcare Gala. It was a great event. It was really nice, and thank you to Christian Healthcare and Doug Strike and everything they do and everything they do here for the community in Wyckoff. And that is all I have to report tonight. Dave, attorney report?
I don't have anything tonight.
Thank you. Do we need to go closed session?
Yes.
We have time. Okay. Can I have a motion to enter into closed session?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay, thank you. We'll be back.
Time this just right, Pete.